Ohio continues to be in the national spotlight of the opioid crisis and a top priority for government officials. Dr. Suprenant from Buckeye Health Plan is here now to talk with us about prescription drug abuse and prevention. Dr. Suprenant, thank you so much for being with us. Tell us why this is a focus for Buckeye Health Plan in the first place.
Well, Ohio continues to have one of the highest overdose death rates in the country. So we're reaching out to the community to try to help people use their prescription medications more safely and also to support people who have an addiction.
Why is it some people seem to be more susceptible to addiction than others?
Well, there's quite a scientific explanation for that. About 50% of the reason that people become addicted is believed to be hereditary. So if you have family members who've had an addiction, even smoking, then you are at increased risk of developing an addiction. The other 50% of the reason people become addicted tends to be environmental factors. And those environmental factors can include having a behavioral health disorder like depression or anxiety, adverse childhood events, and then exposure to drugs and people who use drugs.
So what's something we can do to help?
Well, we can help our loved ones, those around us, if we recognize the various symptoms of an addiction problem. And there are physical symptoms that you might notice: constipation, sweating, sleepiness, drowsiness, and confusion. But more commonly, I think people recognize the behavioral changes. And the behavioral changes tend to be declines, like a decline in your school or work performance, decline in attendance, decline in your appearance, and decline in your relationships with others around you. And then also there can be some changes just hanging out with different people, changes in the way you eat, changes in the way you sleep, all things that you could look for to recognize.
And so if you see those, where do you go for help?
Well, you can go through your primary care provider and they can help, or you can go directly to an addiction specialist. At Buckeye, our member services team would guide you in finding an addiction specialist.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about people who might want more information and where they should go to get that information.
They can go right to BuckeyeHealthPlan.com. We have a lot of information there.
Okay, all right, Dr. Suprenant, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Clyde.